Our people deserve a better means of dealing with mental health. I personally have been to two different mental health institutions. And although it may seem like a quick fix to take people and segregate them and put them in a place where you can watch over them and make sure they don't harm themselves or other people, it's not a good long-term strategy. And in a lot of cases, it can cause people to get worse, people to pick up things. The society doesn't like to acknowledge the existence of negative entities or entity attachments, but it soon will. I'm willing to bet. I'm not wishing for it, but it might be something that needs to happen for people to realize that mental health is not just to do with a chemical imbalance or something of that nature. Um, and the only remedy is not just pills and positive thinking, although positive thinking definitely can help, and there are definitely some people that do need some sort of medication. I don't believe that what I experienced was a result of any sort of permanent dysregulation or synapse firing, unordered thought process. What helped me was getting out into nature, getting away from most people. It was feeding my body and my mind with green things and feeding my soul with the sounds and sights of the ocean and the deep woods and the animals. It was in prayer and meditation that I found solace, and it was in like-minded company, people who have gone through the same and who also acknowledge that there are things out there that can cause an imbalance within your system. And sometimes it might be an attachment. It might be an attachment to a thing, an addiction. It might be an attachment to a person, a negative relationship. It might even be what some people would say is demonic or uh, dark attack or mind control. I'm also a believer in the voice to skull, the weaponization of our government, certain elements of it, maybe even other organizations that might have the technology too to influence your mental state, maybe even speak to you. But if you talk about that, they call you crazy and they lock you up again. So I don't know, really. I do know there was some very, very interesting things that were going through my mind that were not coming from, let's say, me. But again, if you talk about that sort of thing, they don't like that. Anyways, I'm sure that's all going to be cleared up in the not too distant future. So the solutions, I think, for the majority of cases, as long as people aren't, about to do something, but that's hard to tell unless they tell you. Sometimes people say things when they're in an altered state, let's say. There were people I was in the hospital with that they just said the wrong thing. They were drunk or something, or they'd had enough with their situation. They said the wrong thing, and oops, they found themselves trapped. And sometimes you're trapped. You really are, and you're trapped in a place where if there are people with other attachments, you're sticking everyone in an arena basically, who majority of them probably have some sort of attachment. So what do you think happens? Do you think people go in and sage those places? Nah, no one's going in playing singing bowls and saging and bringing in light. And all those places are very dark. Although there are good people working for them, and I appreciate those people, the ones I met, um, very much so. But regardless, not good. You stick people in a box, um, with with doors that don't lock, with no privacy. You stick them in a room with other people. You feed them garbage. And what was it? Someone said this one place I went to, they got paid $600 a day or something per person. And a lot of the times it seems it's just like a pathway to pills. And they just want you to take the pills. They won't listen to you, by the way. You tell them anything other than what they're trained on, they stick you down as even more crazy. And then you try to legally fight it. You're told 80% of the people who try to fight it lose their battle, and then you're fucked. And then they have even more control over you, right? Then they can keep you for even longer, and possibly zap your brains. Electroshock therapy, they still do that, and that's one of the things that they can do to you, um, if you're committed. At least here in Massachusetts. So I think the solution is to take people and stick them in the woods or by the beach, out in nature, and get some singing bowls and get some shamans in to cleanse and teach them about cord cutting and all that stuff. And basically all the things they probably do at upscale places where people they pay lots of money to go to, you know. Um, it just comes to mind as a horse farm. I've heard of the healing power of horses and stuff, but not everyone gets to go to a horse farm. Some people go to a jail cell, basically. Although you do sort of get to rest, but every night they 15 to 30 minutes they open the fucking door to make sure you don't you haven't done anything to yourself. It's a bit degrading to get all your stuff stolen from you. You can't even have a belt. You can't even have strings in your clothes because you might do something with the strings. You don't feel like a person. You feel like a fucking prisoner, basically, in most places. And then if you get into fights and stuff, it's like school all over again. The zero tolerance, right? So people can fucking instigate shit with you. Isn't that great? 417 is playing on the TV right now. 417 hertz. That's one of those. Might be one of the most important tones, especially nowadays, because it clears out negative energy. And it's really interesting. It popped up on the TV as I was talking about this because That's one of those things that would really fucking help. Um, and they give you what you get to do in the place. They give you a fucking TV to watch. Isn't that great? And they moderate what you can see on the TV. Isn't that fucking awesome? So you're watching what, the fucking news and shit? Disney Channel, music videos and stuff. And they have groups, and they want you to like participate. And some of the people that do the groups are cool people, but some of the groups, and some of that stuff that actually doesn't work. I'm not completely knocking the system, but at the end of the day, it's just not. It's not. I don't think personally, in my viewpoint, helping people. It might be helping a few people, right? People that really need to get on meds and stuff, and that's the only way. I get that. I met people that really fucking need them. But I'll tell you what, you don't have to take medication. I'm living fucking proof, right? You get people connected back to nature, back to the earth, Mother Earth, and back to Source, Creator, and that's how you heal. You'll laugh. You enjoy life for a little bit. But man, they must make a decent amount of money. $600 a day, dude. And then all those pills, dude. You take the pills, and people say that they gain weight. Every single person that goes on these pills, dude, they start gaining weight, bloating, dude, like water weight. And then you have to take the pills too. You have to build the pills up. You build the pills up in your body. It doesn't work. You have to keep taking them so you can build them up in your body, so you have this storehouse of pills in your body. Isn't that crazy? And then what does that actually do? What does it actually do? Why don't you look up fucking morphic fields on YouTube instead of forcing people to take you take the pills or you don't get out. Good luck trying to fight the system. They have a lawyer. You get assigned a lawyer. He's one guy unless you get your own lawyer, and he does the whole thing. He does everyone that doesn't get their own personal lawyer. And he tells you 80% of the people 80% do not win their court case before the judge. And guess what else? If you're someone like me that had a license to carry firearms, they take your fucking property and they remove your rights, your ability to get your firearms and carry them. Isn't that insane? I get out, I go to pick up my property from the brave boys in blue, and guess what? A big fuck you. You can't have your property back. Now you have to go before a judge. And then guess what? Guess what? If the judge deems that you are safe to have your firearms back, I'm willing to bet, because I've heard about this. I'm willing to bet right? That you're going to have to pay for a storage fee. Because I've heard that's what happens. They charge a storage fee. Unbelievable. Absolutely. It's an absolute disgrace for this country. Absolute disgrace. And how does it happen? How is it initiated? You say one wrong thing, or someone who people trust says this person has to, he's crazy. Ah! I'm fine. I healed myself. It took a lot. It took a couple of years. I did it on the fucking street. I prayed. I went out into nature. I ate good food. I meditated. I listened to good music. I smoked some weed. Yeah, I smoked some weed. I chilled the fuck out. Guess what? Guess what happened? Guess what happened? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. So, instead of sticking people all together, like 2014 to like 20 fucking people who have different fucking issues in the fucking building where you don't get to go outside. You get to go outside, okay? Not well, depending on the place. By the way, you don't get to smoke in most places. Most places, so if you were someone who smoked, which is a lot of people that end up there smoke, you don't get to smoke. They give you nicotine gum though. If the doctor signs off on it, they give you nicotine gum. You get to go outside like once a day. Um, but it's not outside. It's outside in the building. It's in like a courtyard or something. The first place I went to, you didn't have grass. It was like a fucking, it was a yard. The other place, it was nicer. There were like trees and stuff, but that place was, oh, that was a strange place, wasn't it? What were they doing at that fucking place, I wonder? What were they doing at that fucking place? Yeah, that was a place with kids. They had kids in there with not in the same wing, but you would see them. You have kids, and then you have fucking fully grown adults, and that place, I don't know, the people in there kept telling me there were tunnels under there. So what happens? That was a place I used to have babies, like really, like infant. Like what the fuck is going on? What were they doing at that place? Anyways, there needs to be an overhaul of the mental health system. And I don't think um, the asylum thing, I'm not too sure about that. Like opening the asylums again. I don't know about that one. I mean, maybe that might, in extreme cases, who knows what's going on? Who knows? Um, I'm talking about just People that aren't a fucking, you know, if someone's a danger or not. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. They're like private places too. A lot of these places are like private places, so it's like, what do you think's gonna happen? Not that private it really matters between private and like state owned, whatever, but like not a good situation to be in. Maybe it's intentional. Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe that's really fucking wrong. Maybe that needs to stop. Yep, I figured I'd just make a video. I'll see what if other people, if anyone actually gives a shit about this this issue. Anyone has any comments on it? Feel free to comment, and you can share your story too. I'm sure there's people out there. They'll see this. They'll go, yeah, bro, it's fucked up. It's real fucked up. It needs to change. You can't have any anything that could be considered a weapon in there, right? And the second place I went to, they had some guy come in and screw something into the wall because someone had punched the wall or something. And I sat there, stood there. I fucking watched this guy come in with all his sharp ass tools, like this whole fucking toolbox and shit. Everything you could ever need. Sharp ass fucking tools. He goes, he does his thing, he leaves the room, and someone else is in there. Like one of the dudes is fucking in there. He walks in the fucking room, and then the guy comes back, the maintenance guy, and he's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? You let him in the room? There's fucking tools. There's sharp ass tools in there, and these people are. They'll give you these pens. They have like that little, it's a bendy pen. It has like that much of a what do you call it? The writing part of it sticking out. So you have, oh, watch out, you have this much. But they catalog them. They have you check them out. They have you check them out. Like, where's the pen? Where's the pen? Where's the bendy pen? Oh, where's the bendy pen? And then they fucking, this guy's like, there's fucking sharp ass tools in there, guys. Why are you letting Oh my god. The fuck is going on? Was it in